This conference will now be recorded.
SAC Integrated Financial Planning. We also call this as S4HANA Financial Planning. So SAC Integrated Financial Planning or S4HANA Financial Planning, both are same. Both are same. So what is covered in S4HANA Financial Planning? So basically, capital expenditure planning, operational expenses planning, product cost planning, sales and profitability planning, financial statement planning. So these are part of S4HANA financial statement planning, and this is also called as SAC Integrated Financial Planning. So let's go through the content ones.
Hey,
As part
Kiran,
of, yeah,
sorry to interrupt, but are you saying S? Can you repeat that? I missed that. S4 HANA planning and SAC based planning. They are the same. I'm
yeah,
just little
S4HANA financial planning.
okay, but that's in S4 HANA, right?
Wait. So this is integrated finance.
So this course is about planning in S4 or in SAC.
So this, so in SAC only. So this is actually SAP tightly integrated this S4HANA with SAC, and uh, either way you can call S4HANA financial planning. The it's used by I mean S4HANA financial planning you perform using SAC only, or you can call it as SAC integrated financial planning.
Okay, but this is the older. We worked with you. We learned from you the SAC planning, right? So
So
this
that
is
is the same thing one. All this. So SSC integrated financial planning is one of the component in SSC planning. So SSC planning can assess using SSC planning you can perform workforce planning, right? Some project expenses planning,
yes,
IBP. So
yes,
one of the component, even you have industry specific, line of business specific, oil and gas relevant content. So one of the content is integrated financial planning. So our main in the SSC planning, we are going to cover integrated financial planning. We are not going to cover all other contents available, right?
oh, okay.
So this integrated financial planning, what what are the things part of scenarios part of this integrated financial planning? So whatever capex, apex, sales and profitability, product cost estimate part of this integrated financial planning, which are nothing but part of S4 HANA financial planning, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
so this course main objective is integrated financial planning. So the after this particular course, you can go for an implementation project. Yeah, you can implement a project. That's the main objective, right? People used to ask me like whether this course is based on implementation, based on an implementation, or this is the question basically I get, right? So this course is not based on an implementation. However, this after completing this course, you can implement a project. So on what basis I'm going to teach this course? This course is designed based on SAP's curriculum content. So when you go for a training in SAP, right? They give SAC planning training, so they have some particular content, so they follow that particular content, right? I also follow the same particular content, and in addition to that, I'm going to add the functionality. So I follow product training based on SAP standards, SAP education standards. Plus, I will also teach integrated financial planning functionality. This is the main objective. After this course, you can easily implement a project. So, as per first, we have when we talk about financial planning. So, the financial planning have capital expenditure, financial statement, sales and profitability planning, product cost planning, operational expenses planning. So each and every process we are going to cover in the capex planning, we are going to cover how to, I mean, how the assets are planned and how the depreciation is calculated. And financial statement planning, we are going to understand P&L planning mainly. So on top of P&L planning, we are going to cover cash flow and balance sheet planning. And sales and profitability planning, we are going to understand how the sales prices and sales quantities and discounts used to calculate the sales revenue, how the cost of goods sold calculated based on the sales quantity and product cost, how the profitability is the particular report is generated, and product cost estimate. So we have some quantity structures like bill of materials plus routing, and then we are going to plan the raw material prices, activity prices we are going to pick up from the operational expenses, and we are going to calculate product cost. And as part of operational expenses, we are going to execute operational expenses planning. Then we are going to allocate operational expenses to different manufacturing cost centers. So we are going to understand the activity types and their prices. So these are the main things. And workforce planning I'm not going to cover as part of this course, but I can give you hint how can you learn workforce planning. And even consumer products, any other kind of content I'm not going to cover. My only concentration is integrated financial planning. And also entire scenarios, whatever scenarios we are going to talk about, these scenarios, how we are going to execute, we are going to activate the content, whatever SAP delivered content, and we will go through all these processes using some sample data. So we are not going to connect any source system. So we will create some sample data. So we are going to use that sample data. Now, after my course, you can easily adopt this particular content. So I'm going to explain when you are implementing a project. For example, in your project, you have product cost estimate. This is what you are going to implement. Product cost planning only you are going to implement for your customer. Then I will explain how to adapt the existing content. So for the existing content, there are some models, some dimensions, some stories, some data actions. Right. So how to adapt those as per your customer requirement, if any changes are there, content to your customer requirement, definitely there are some changes. So how to adapt the content according to your customer requirements, and what are the additional functionalities you can add. For example, data locking you have to add, workflow you have to add, validations you have to add, you have to use some predictive techniques, predictive scenarios. So these additional functionality on top of this basic content, how can you add those things we are going to understand. So in order to understand all these scenarios, right, you need to understand the product first. So SSC planning as a product you have to understand first. So we are going to understand the product. So first we are going to open SAP Analytics Cloud, and there we are going to create some dimensions. So master data here we maintain in the dimensions. We are going to design the dimensions. For these dimensions, we are going to maintain the master data. We are going to add the hierarchies, and we are going to configure the models. Models in the sense, so we will create some expenses model. We will create some forecasting models. I mean sales revenue forecasting models, and also we need some models for value driver trees, some models for validations. We are going to create different models. You are also going to create those models with me. So we are going to use SAC trial user. So when I create the model, same time you can also create from your end. Everything, this designing dimensions, configuring planning models, once we did, we will load actual data, forecasting data, whatever we have via flat files. We'll also understand some planning functionalities like how to add new members, how to plan on unbooked data. That means master data combination. How can we plan? If you want to increase, decrease the numbers, what are the techniques you can use? Those things we are going to understand. And here entire course remember, entire course I'm going to use the flat files only for the sample data. We are not going to discuss any connections with S4 HANA, how to load master data from S4 HANA to SAC, how to import, how to export. Those things are not part of the course. However, I can give you, I can give you videos where using that videos you can easily configure when you are implementing a project. For example, tomorrow you are going for an SSC planning project. So for master data, for example, GL account master data you have to load to SSC. I will give a video. So this is how you have to load the master data. You have to load some transaction data from universal journal tables. So I will give a video. So the video step by step process will be there in that particular video. You can implement. After completing the uh, uh, planning process, you have to export that particular data to ACDoc table, which is plan table in S4 HANA. How to export the data to ACDoc table, that also I'm going to give an video. So using that video, you can easily follow the steps. You can easily configure. So connections, it's easy to make it, right? So if you go through the video, you can easily import and export the data. But here in the course, whatever 30 hours we are going to discuss, we are core concentrating on planning relevant stuff, functionality side and product development side. So we are going to create dimensions, planning models, and we are going to import the data. Then we are going to understand how to distribute. See, planning, when we are talking about the planning, we have top-down distribution, we have bottoms-up planning. So we follow for sales planning, we follow the top-down distribution. For expenses planning, we follow the bottoms-up planning. So how you can perform top-down and bottoms-up planning using distribution panels or distribution functionality. Also, we are going to understand how the currency translation happens in particular SAC. You can convert your local currency values into multiple reporting currencies. You can use model level calculations, you can use story level calculation, you can use data actions for this currency translation, you can store converted data. So how you can perform all these activities in SSC, we are going to understand. Then because it's a planning tool, right? So if system proposes that forecast data, that will be easy. I mean, that helps the user to understand, right? So they can easily plan, they can easily complete their plan. So we have some predictive techniques. So we are going to understand predictive techniques, predictive analytics, right? So we are going to create a predictive forecast. We are going to create rolling forecast templates. We are going to create forecast template. We are going to generate. So first we will create the templates. For example, we are going to create a rolling forecast template by referring. Let's say I want 3 months actuals. Next 9 months I want forecast. We will create those templates, and we need to I need some technique, predictive technique, which can fill that forecast data based on the actuals. So how to do that? Those techniques we are going to understand. And also we have something called value driver tree, which is a driver based planning. So for the driver based planning, we can use value driver trees. You can input your drivers, based on that system can calculate KPIs, whatever based on that particular drivers. This value driver tree detailedly, we are going to configure some dimensions, we are going to create some dimension formulas, we are going to create it in the system, one value driver tree. How sales prices, sales quantities controlled via indexes, price index or quantity index, and how those are affecting your gross profit, discounts and net profit. So these we are going to generate using a value driver tree. And also any product, if you take BPC or BPC embedded or BPC optimized, we have calculations. Every product has its own long ways to perform those calculations. Here we have advanced formulas. And also we have some standard data actions like copy, cross model copy, some currency translation data action. So those data actions we are going to understand, and we also understand how to execute these data actions from the front end stories or input templates. So also we are going to understand if we want to write some formulas, right? So for example, customer wise, product wise, I need revenue, I need sales, I have sales quantity, I have product wise prices. Now product wise prices should be multiplied with customer wise product wise quantity, and we need to generate the revenue. So these type of calculations we can perform using advanced formulas. Advanced formulas also you can perform using visual editor and script editor. So script editor can be used by the people who are comfortable with coding. It's not difficult. Any functional guy can write the code. So if you are not comfortable with the coding, then you can use visual editor. So this visual editor is a graphical interface. So you can just drag and drop, and there are some. It's guided, so you can easily write a formula. And also we are going to understand allocations. How to allocate the common expenses. So we are going to understand, and we are going to create an allocation process. We are going to execute that allocation process. And in the collaboration tools, we have something called calendar. In the calendar, we can generate the tasks. So task without workflow, task with workflow. We can create some processes like business process flows in BPC. So we can add some composite tasks, and we can complete a process. So for operational expenses, one process we can create. For capex planning, one process we can create. We are going to understand that one. We are going to understand validations. In BPC embedded, there is a concept, characteristic relationships. The same concept here we call it as validations. We are going to understand validations for this particular customer, for this particular cost center. The user is going to plan for the cost center. System should automatically derive the company code and profit center based on the attributes of that cost center. This is an example for validation. We are going to create that kind of validations. Validations based on the members also, member combinations also we are going to understand. Then we are going to configure the data logs. After completing the plan, we can log the data for the changes. No one should change. So we are going to create locking system. We are going to understand collaboration features. We are going to create the planning process. With this, you understand the product. Once you understand the product, then we'll go to financial planning and we execute all these planning scenarios. And after executing the planning scenarios, we are going to understand entire data how the data is connected. So that's what important. If you see these arrows, we are going to understand all these arrows. Like from the capex planning, we are going to system is going to transfer the depreciation from operational expenses. It's transferring to P&L. So all these scenarios, sales and profitability, financial statement, capex, product cost, operational expenses, we are going to understand the process, right? So this is overall content, and I'm going to so the plan for the sessions. So total 30 hours session plan. Only weekends, Saturday and Sunday we connect. So from the next week onwards, the session time will be 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Indian time, evening, right? Then I will share all the configuration steps required, PDF documents, relevant PDF documents, and the course cost is 30,000. The server we are going to use SAC trial user, that is for free, and I'm going to give you the sample master transaction data for practice, and you can attend 2 times this particular course in 6 months. Every 2 months I start, right? So if you are not comfortable with the 2 times, let's say if you want to attend third time also, because you want to understand some new features available in SAC. Okay, then you have to pay only 6,000. So first time this is 30,000. If after you attend two times, third time onwards it is 6,000. So this is overall about this particular course. Yeah. Now it's open. You can ask your questions. Yeah.
So, I have a question. So, are you going to record all the sessions?
No, sessions are not recorded. Only today and tomorrow I record the sessions.
What is there tomorrow, Kiran? It's a first class. It's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow also recorded. So it's like 20 minutes. I just give the whatever I content I explain, right? I just go through the slides, system slides, like how it looks like in the system,
Okay,
how the
okay.
planning
Yeah,
happens.
At the same time, okay. The second question,
I
what I
can.
have that, sorry, one question
Mhm.
that
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
since we are going with the template upload, right, into SAC, how we are going to integrate with our group reporting financial statements here? Can we able to see that?
So those are two different things. See, basically, the integration with S4HANA you need for the actual data, because when
Mm,
we plan, we need to compare actual data with plan data.
yes.
So when we are talking about SAC planning, first we have to understand the planning capabilities of SAC. So the loading, whatever actual data, I'm going to take some from, I'm going to prepare some flat files, and based on the flat files, we are going to get the actual data. So till actual data, so you have the sample data.
Okay.
Actually, you have to
So
get that data from
basically,
S4HANA. Instead, I'm getting from the flat files. Yeah.
okay, so actual data also we are loading through plat files basically, right? So that is
Hmm.
what that comes. Okay, got it. So, but in real time, if you go with that S4 group report integration with SAC and that group
Hmm.
reporting functionalities like consolidation monitor or whatever the functionalities we are doing, we have to do in that group reporting functionality in
So
Fury.
that is
Uh,
different. So that is entirely different.
okay, so we
Okay.
don't need to do
Okay.
anything in SAC at all.
Yes. Yes. No, this is different.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Kiran, Nisar this side. I have one question. So, I had attended the previous demo as well. I just want to reconfirm. I am moving from the reporting or business intelligence background to this area. So, does this course suitable to those kind of people? Because I'm trying to move
Yes.
into this territory. So, will this help us to do the certification and to secure a job with the help of this kind of course? So, is it a suitable for this scenario?
Main objective is the people who has experience in let's say FICO or BW or BO, right? For them it is very useful, because I'm going to explain entire planning scenarios, how the functionality wise you can easily understand. So after this course you can easily, I'm going to explain what will be the your questions, what kind of questions might come from the interviewers, or what kind of questions might
Mhm.
come from your customers. So I'm going to explain those things also, so that you will feel comfortable when you are facing customer or interviewer. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I do have good hands-on BW, and BO. So hopefully this will helpful. Okay.
It will be
Yeah.
added to your CV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Kiran, I
And
have
one
a
more thing.
question.
One more
Kiran?
question. So there is another session I was informed about. It is about the group reporting. So
Hmm.
the next step of this progression, it should be a group reporting thing, or we can masters into this SSC
So
planning and forecasting also.
see,
So what is the
these are
progression
two
path?
different. These are two
Okay.
different skills. Group reporting is a separate skill. Planning is a
Okay.
separate skill. So group reporting we use for legal consolidation. For that you need accounting knowledge,
Knowledge.
and FICO. Thoroughly you should know FICO.
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
for the
Then that
group,
is good.
this one is for the this is good for the people who are into reporting analytics, right? And if you have prior some BPC or BPC, some other products you use for planning, for them it's good planning.
Useful. Hi, Kiran.
Kiran, hey Kiran, I have a
Kiran,
question.
just
Sorry,
yeah.
can I ask? Uh,
Yeah,
Kiran, the SSC planning certification, is that available? Is there a certification
yeah.
available? Okay.
So certification available. So it includes reporting, planning both.
Okay, okay. And will this course prepare us for that?
So planning side you can perform. Reporting side also you can give you some videos. You can watch those videos. Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can ex- you can go for the certification. Not a problem.
Okay, I heard that
Hey,
group reporting certification got cancelled, right? They are not no longer having that certification. Is that true?
They stopped that one. Correct.
They
Now some
stopped that.
pre-set. So they have a pre-certification. You can go for that.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, Kiran, I
hi,
have a
Kiran.
question.
Hi, Kiran. I have
Kiran.
a question. Since you are a BPC guru, so how does this replace or will integrated financial planning replace BPC? I mean, or is it?
BPC as a product, right? You can perform planning and consolidation both, right? So what SAP did, planning they moved to SAC planning, this one, and consolidation they moved to group reporting.
Okay, so BPC eventually will be kind of, um, you know, uh, it's like planning will be integrated financial and group reporting. So BPC eventually probably will,
Divided
I'm
into two.
not, yeah, okay, okay, I see. Okay, okay,
So
thanks.
Kiran, just one question. Like
Yeah.
planning and consolidation, you said that now they are different things, right? So now
Hmm.
for consolidation, we have group reporting and planning, we have SSE. So having these two skills, I mean, will these two skills be differently considered, or can one
It's
have these
differently
both
considered.
skills?
You have two
Okay,
separate projects for that.
okay.
Always, not only now, even in BPC, planning
Mm-hmm.
projects are different, consolidation projects are different. So they here also same. Group reporting is for a particular requirement, and planning separate consultants will be there. Two different requirements.
Okay, so is it not like we take the data from group reporting and then this that particular data moves is used for the planning
See,
purpose?
SAC as a product, not only group reporting, from FI you take the data, from MM you take the data, from PP you take the data, success factors you take the data, field glass you take the data, Concur you take the data. Correct. So SAC basically a reporting, analytical, predictive and planning tool. So all the modules it's connected, not only group reporting.
Okay.
But when it comes to that financial statement, three of the reports, which supposed to depend on that group reporting in S4HANA point of view, right?
Correct. So if you want legal entity level reports, then you have to get the data from Universal Journal Table F5. If you
Mm,
want consolidated financial statement, you want to show it in the dashboards and all those things, then you have to connect to group reporting data sources. That's it.
yeah, correct.
Okay. So any other
Okay,
questions from other participants?
yeah, I have.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question, Kiran. Uh, how this course will help us who is working in the oil and gas sector? As I'm currently
Correct.
belongs
Correct.
to oil and gas sector,
So
SJK
basically,
and
in
FIC.
this course, I'm going to cover integrated financial planning. When I'm covering this integrated financial planning, I will tell you how the content is developed, activated, how the content can be adopted. In the same process, you have to follow for oil and gas, right? So you will understand how to activate the content, right? So the content also based on some models and dimensions only, same concept only. So the upstream or downstream, the processes you can understand based on the content, and you can adapt that content also. The concept will be same, only the functionality wise it differs. If you know oil and gas, then you can easily handle that. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kiran, can you share the reporting videos, SSC reporting videos, please?
sure. Just send an email, please.
All right, thank you.
Right.
Kiran,
Yeah.
as in BPC, you were almost obliged to work on HANA and on BW. Is it the case on SAC? Are we better off being able to use BW?
No, now the thing is, it's now different ball game actually. So it's you can mm, in the what I can say, you might have heard something called data sphere, right? So which includes the
Yes.
BW bridge and all those things. So that you can use it now instead of BW. That's also a cloud-based solution.
How about HANA, native HANA? Do we need that on top of DataSphere?
So those are cloud products. That database for all these SAC or DataSphere or whatever cloud-based product, database is HANA only. You don't see directly those HANA database like earlier. Earlier we used to have HANA Studio. In the HANA Studio we can add the HANA system, all those because it was on premise. Now when you come to SAC or any other cloud-based products, you don't have access to those tables. HANA that's maintained by SAP itself. Yeah,
Hello, Kiran.
yeah.
Um, are you starting simultaneously group reporting and advanced group reporting followed by that? One and two.
So group reporting I started today.
Oh,
At, yeah, yeah. Now you might missed my emails.
yeah,
Advanced one I will start in 2025 January or February.
yeah. I need to do the. Oh,
I'll
oh,
just send an email. I will send you the meeting request. Yeah,
okay. So advanced one 2025 January, right? So as soon as we finish this, we start that.
correct, correct. Yeah,
So make sure you include me on that.
sure, sure.
Thank you, Kiran.
Yeah, right. So we'll stop now. I'm stopping the recording.